Good afternoon, Fin fans, and welcome back to another episode of AT Phins News. Today we're going to be discussing the bombshell Brian Flores dropped on the NFL yesterday. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? So I'm sure all of you guys have heard the reports now. Have some of you probably read them, deep dived into the lawsuit. But Brian Flores came out yesterday and is suing the NFL, the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Broncos. I'm just going to review the report and the lawsuit that pertains to the Giants and Broncos, but we're not really going to get too much into it, seeing how this is a primarily Dolphins channel. But first, on the Giants side, Bill Belichick, I'm sure you guys have seen the text. They're all over Twitter, all over social media. Bill Belichick texted Brian Flores by mistake. He was meaning to text Brian Dable. And he was pretty much congratulating Brian Dable on the Giants head coaching position because he heard from the Giants and the Bills that he was going to get the job if he wanted it. But he accidentally texted that to Flores, so Flores got wind of it. Then Flores asked Bill Belichick, "Who you texting, coach? Brian Dable or Brian Flores?" And that's when Bill Belichick knew he messed up, and he texted him, he was sorry about that, and it looks like it made Flores irate, seeing how the hiring process is a joke for minorities. I mean, we all see there's an issue in that. There's only one African-American head coach in the NFL right now, and that's Mike Tomlin. So he got this lawsuit together with his lawyers. He also talks about the Broncos whenever he interviewed for the Broncos a few years ago, that they showed up to the meeting late, and he feels like they might have been intoxicated still from the night previous. So it's just a bad look right now for the NFL. The NFL came out and released a statement saying that none of these claims have any merit, which is crazy to believe that they know for a fact that there's no merit to these claims when the report only came out an hour and a half prior to the NFL releasing a statement. So, I mean, it's just a bad look for the NFL right now. But let's talk about what the Dolphins are in the report for. And there's there's bad, severe implications for the Dolphins. And go figure, right? The Dolphins have always been in some sort of scandal. If it's the coach doing some kind of drugs, or if it's the Bullygate scandal, and now we got this going hanging over our head. It's just a reminder that from the top down, this organization hasn't been doing things the right way since Stephen Ross took control of the team. And it's just further proof that something needs to change in the Dolphins organization to be considered a successful organization and a well-ran organization. So the report claims, first, in 2019, Stephen Ross set up a meeting with Flores, and in the report it claims that Flores just thought he was having lunch with Stephen Ross on his yacht, and once Flores got there, he found out that one of the prominent QBs, I say prominent QBs in the league, later came out it was Tom Brady, was going to be at the meeting as well. And Stephen Ross was hoping that Flores would recruit him to the Miami Dolphins because he was leaving the Patriots back in 2019, which we all know is illegal due to the tampering rules. And Flores wasn't going to have any part of it. So he denied the interview. He left the lunch abruptly, and ever since then it's been a downhill effect. From all reports, Stephen Ross was upset about it. He didn't like that Flores wasn't trying to play ball with him. So that started the relationship on the wrong foot. And then even worse allegation in the report, Stephen Ross was actually trying to pay Brian Flores $100,000 a game to lose so they can tank and get the number one pick. Flores didn't want to do that. Flores is all about a winning culture. He was trying to bring a winning culture to Miami. and he didn't want to just flat out go out there and try to lose on purpose. Even though the organization was getting rid of all these players, he pretty much had scraps on the roster trying to win with them, but he wasn't just going to fall down and accept defeat. He was trying to rally the troops on the team and get some wins, which is admirable. I mean, no coach goes into a season thinking, okay, I'm going to lose every game just so I can get a good pick. I mean, I don't care what coach you are in any level. No one, pride takes over, man. I mean, you're not gonna just field a roster to go out there and lose every week just so you can get a higher pick. I know the higher levels of in the organization wanted that, but Flores wasn't on board at all, and that's just a furthermore proof of a lack of communication from top down. I mean, if this is the plan they were wanting to do back then, everyone was talking about how they were tanking this and that, but don't you think in the hiring process you would inform Brian Flores this is the route we're taking, and if you're willing to accept this, then you know what this season's going to be about? So it's just it looks horrible on Stephen Ross, and at this point, I mean, with all these allegations out there, it would be in his best interest and the Dolphins fan base interest for him just to sell the team. I mean, if these allegations are proven factual, there's something to the integrity of the game, people. I mean, we cannot have owners trying to pay coaches to throw games. Imagine how it'd look if owners were trying to pay players extra to throw games so they can get a higher draft pick. We would lose our minds as a community. We'll lose our minds as just sports fans that players were even offered money to throw games. So this is opening a whole Pandora's box. I believe this is probably just the beginning of it all. It is a class action lawsuit that Flores and his attorneys wrote out. So there could be more coaches. I already seen reports that there's more coaches that feel like they have receipts to jump on this class action with Brian Flores. So things are just rolling downhill, and it could get ugly. As far as the Dolphins, the thing that frustrates me as a Dolphin fan is that we waited these whole 3 years because we were told it's going to be a 3-year rebuild, right? And now that the 3 years are up, we could be left with loss of draft picks because of this. So not only can't we get players to fill out this roster in the draft, but forget about trying to trade for any players through draft picks, because that's not going to be able to happen if we're losing draft picks. So as fans of the team, we're suffering because we could be it could be another 7-8 years before this thing gets right, and good luck trying to bring on free agents to come play here. I'm sure you guys have all seen tweets from the Dolphin players already that are mind-blown by this, and you can't tell me that some of those players aren't reaching out to their agents to say, get me out of Miami, I don't want to play here anymore because of all the crap that's going on. So it's just a bad look for the Dolphins, especially because after the report came out and the lawsuit was filed, there's word on the street that Stephen Ross even invested in 2019 in a sports gambling website. And for him to invest in a sports gambling website and then also offer his coach to throw games and he'll pay him $100,000. I mean, who knows? The federal government can be involved. The FBI can. They're probably already doing an investigation, trying to reach out to people to have interviews, and it could get really ugly before it gets better for the Miami fan base, the Miami organization, and it's just a black eye on this organization. For the fact that this kind of thing keeps happening for the Miami Dolphins, it's just devastating, man. It shows the lack of leadership in that building, and ever since Stephen Ross has been here, it's been one headache after another. If it wasn't him having a coach under contract and trying to go out and recruit Jim Harbaugh, and knowing that he couldn't get him, then he signed Tony Sperano for a contract extension just to be fired the next year. If it's not that, then the bully gate. There's just accounts of things not happening that's not right in this organization, and it's just a shame, man. It's almost like I'm lost for words. Um, the only way think that this is gonna we're gonna be able to move on for this as an organization for the Dolphins specifically is they're gonna have to try to get Stephen Ross to sell the team. I know he already has a successor in place, but just the look that they're having right now, they're gonna have to. The NFL is gonna either have to step in, or Stephen Ross is gonna just have to realize that he was in the wrong and just sell the team to the successor already just to save face. He can still make the money off the stadium, but for him to still remain as the leader in charge after all this is coming out in the day and age we live in, it's not a good look, guys. And just to talk about Flores real quick, I mean, I've seen a lot of backlash on social media about the guy. He's not a Dolphins head coach anymore, but for him to sacrifice, I mean, it doesn't look like he's ever going to be a head coach in this league anymore after the lawsuit was filed. He sacrificed pretty much his profession, even though something that he loved to do, in order to better people's lives in the future, to bring light to the situation at this level. I mean, you got to commend the man. I mean, from all accounts, as far as the lawsuit that was filed, he was just trying to do things the right way. I know everyone tampers. I know I've seen people say that, but he didn't want that to fall back on him if it ever got out that he met with Tom Brady when Tom Brady was still on the Patriots. He would have been the fall guy because, I mean, him and Chris Greer were in an unprecedented situation in Miami. They were a minority GM and a minority head coach. And for Ross to want to put Flores in this situation, I mean, he was going to be the fall guy if it came out. It wasn't going to be Stephen Ross that was going to be fired. He can't be fired. He owns the team. If this report ever came out, even if Flores was successful and it came out, they were going to end up having to let him go. So he didn't even want to be, knowing that he was in this situation with a minority GM and a minority head coach, he didn't want to be the reason why more African-American head coaches weren't head coaches in the league, because they were going to use this to fall back on. Well, see what Brian Flores did in Miami when he got the opportunity to be the man in charge for that team. He did stuff illegal just to bring in people, and he didn't want to be a part of that. So that's a testament to his character, guys. It's not something that we should make this guy out to be a villain. He was just sticking up for what he believes in. I mean, I thought that's what we're supposed to do as human beings, is to stick to your morals and to your beliefs, right? So for the Dolphins to even put Flores in that situation, knowing what ramifications could have happened, it is just bad on the leadership of the Dolphins in general. So I mean, we're gonna wait and see what plays out of all this. But good luck as far as the Dolphins go. Good luck trying to get the top-notch players to come play for your organization right now with Stephen Ross in charge. Good luck to try to find a competent head coach. I mean, all reports are saying Harbaugh's going to Minnesota now. I'm sure he doesn't want to be a part of this clown show right now. So, I mean, who knows with Mike McDaniel? Who knows if he even is going to want to take this job now with all these reports coming out. I mean, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better as far as being a Dolphin fan, guys. I'm just letting you guys know that up front. It's a dark day as far as being a Miami Dolphin fan, but let's just wait and see, and let's just see how this all plays out, guys. All right. So, I mean, other than that, I wasn't gonna do a video today, but I felt it was necessary just because of everything going on right now. I was supposed to come back on Friday to see. Hopefully, we're gonna have a new head coach, but that kind of falls in the back burner now. They should try to get this issue resolved before they do anything else as an organization. So let's just wait and see, guys. But other than that, please hit that like button. Please, on the top, hit subscribe if you choose to do so, just so we can help this channel grow organically. But other than that, guys, I'll talk to you guys on Friday unless anything else breaks. Hopefully, nothing bad breaks, even more so than it is right now. But unless there's any breaking news, I'll be back on Friday to see if just the state of the Miami Dolphins. But again, guys, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for supporting it. Make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so we can help this channel grow organically. But other than that, guys, I'm out. Fins up. Peace.